The Uncharted Future, a collection of sci-fi visions by Rainer Ya. This short story is similar to Surrogate AI, but with a different take. It is called Digital Warfare. By the mid-2030s, the dream of uploading human consciousness into an artificial body was no longer just science fiction. Breakthroughs in neuroscience, genetic engineering, and cybernetics had converged to give rise to a new reality: the AI surrogate. It was an artificial humanoid body capable of housing the full neural map of a human mind, designed to free individuals from the physical limitations of their biological form. The surrogates were sophisticated machines, clones, in many ways, built to function as the perfect vessels for consciousness. The original idea behind AI surrogates came from the medical world. Advances in neural interface technology allowed scientists to map and digitize a human mind in its entirety. At first, this technology was used to create prosthetics for amputees and assistive devices for those with paraplegics and the severely handicapped. But soon, the concept of transferring an entire consciousness, memories, personality, thought patterns, into a non-biological body became feasible. Using a combination of genetic engineering and cybernetic frameworks, these surrogates were manufactured in specialized labs. The physical form of the surrogate could be custom designed based on the needs of the user. It wasn't just about mimicking a human body. It was about creating an idealized, optimized version of one. Biopolymer muscles, synthetic skin, and advanced nanomaterials made these bodies virtually indestructible, and upgrades in neural networks allowed the surrogate to process information faster than the biological brain ever could. The key to AI surrogates lay in neural mapping. Researchers discovered that every memory, thought, and emotion a person experiences is encoded in the synaptic connections within their brain. These connections could be mapped using advanced scanning technology that tracked the brain's neural activity down to the quantum level. The mapping process created a digital blueprint of the mind, a neural map, which was then uploaded into a cloud-based system. From there, the data was transferred into an artificial body, where an embedded neural processor functioned as a replacement for the brain. The processor, designed using the latest in quantum computing, could simulate every function of the human mind, from abstract thought to emotional responses. The surrogate bodies, equipped with sensory feedback systems, could see, hear, touch, and feel as a biological body would, allowing the user to interact with the physical world seamlessly. Each surrogate was connected to the AI Surrogate Network, a vast system that allowed for real-time updates and enhancements to the neural map. This connection ensured that any improvements made to the surrogate technology, be it sensory input, processing speed, or body upgrades, could be instantly integrated into the user's consciousness. But the connection also opened the door to new threats. As with all technology, the surrogates were vulnerable to outside interference. Cyber-terrorists quickly realized the potential power of hijacking a surrogate. The very system that allowed consciousness to transfer so freely became a target. Hackers developed techniques to infiltrate the AI surrogate network and manipulate the neural processors that controlled the artificial bodies. At first, these attacks were small-scale. Cybercriminals hacked into surrogates to control them remotely, using the hijacked bodies to carry out illegal activities. These attacks were difficult to detect, as the surrogates' movements could easily be masked as normal human behavior. But soon, more sophisticated methods emerged. By exploiting weaknesses in the neural encryption algorithms, hackers developed the ability to rewrite parts of the neural map. They could alter memories, override personality traits, and even erase parts of a person's consciousness. The potential for abuse was enormous. Surrogates could be turned into unwitting assassins or spies, carrying out orders without ever knowing they had been compromised. Others were used for corporate espionage, hacking into sensitive systems through the surrogate's neural connection. The surrogate market, once heralded as the next step in human evolution, became a battleground. Governments and corporations raced to develop new layers of encryption and security protocols, but the cyber-terrorists were always one step ahead. Quantum firewalls and neural cloaking devices were deployed, but every new defense created a new vulnerability. As AI surrogates became more common, ethical debates erupted across society. For those with severe physical disabilities, the surrogates offered a second chance at life, an opportunity to regain mobility, independence, and dignity. But for others, surrogates represented a dangerous encroachment on what it meant to be human. Critics argued that the transfer of consciousness into a machine created a separation between mind and body that could have unforeseen consequences. Was a person still human if their body was made of silicon and steel? Could the mind, which evolved in tandem with the body, truly function in a synthetic form without losing some essential part of itself? There were also concerns about class inequality. AI surrogates were expensive, and only the wealthiest individuals could afford them. This created a new divide in society. Those who had access to surrogates, living lives of limitless physical potential, and those who remained trapped in their biological bodies, aging and deteriorating as nature intended. The rise of surrogates led to bioracism, where the enhanced saw themselves as superior to the unmodified. The final blow to society's trust in AI surrogates came when cyber warfare erupted on a global scale. Nations with advanced surrogate programs began using surrogates as weapons, AI soldiers. Once human minds housed in indestructible bodies became the ultimate tool for war, these surrogates could be deployed on battlefields, surviving extreme conditions that biological soldiers could not. Their neural processors were updated in real time, allowing them to adapt to new combat scenarios faster than any human soldier. But war in the digital age was fought on two fronts. As AI soldiers battled in physical space, hackers waged a silent war in cyberspace. Entire armies of surrogates were wiped out, not by bullets, but by data breaches and system-wide hacks. Cyber-terrorists disabled entire battalions by infiltrating their neural processors and forcing them to shut down, or worse, turning the surrogates against their own side. The AI Surrogate Network, once a symbol of human advancement, had become the greatest vulnerability. It wasn't just about individual surrogates anymore. Entire populations, their consciousnesses housed in artificial bodies, were at risk of being wiped out or controlled by hostile actors. In the years that followed, governments moved to regulate the AI surrogate industry. Neural encryption protocols were strengthened, and access to surrogate technology was restricted. But the damage had already been done. The dream of uploading the human mind into a machine had been tainted by the reality of cyber warfare and corporate greed. The world now faced an uncomfortable truth. While AI surrogates had once promised freedom from physical limitations, they had created a new kind of prison. One where the mind was no longer in control of its own body, where consciousness could be hijacked, manipulated, or erased with the press of a button. As society grappled with the implications of this new reality, one question remained. What did it mean to be human in a world where the line between man and machine had blurred beyond recognition?